Post 1983 Honor Guard will present the colors. All right, at this time, Army veteran and City Councilman Tim Knabb will say the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join him in saying of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're proud that you're here with us to be able to celebrate and honor our veteran heroes that are on display with our banner program. I'd like you to take a minute with me in a moment of silence for all of our past veterans, those who aren't with us today, those who are currently serving, and those who will serve our country. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tim. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you all for attending the third annual banner dedication ceremony. My name is Ken Callahan, and I'm the commander of the American Legion, Derwin-Shantz, Post 138 here in Hamilton, Ohio. I'm also the Vice President of the Butler County Veterans Service Commission, and I serve as the representative of the American Legion as a commissioner. I would first like to thank and recognize the Hamilton Hometown Heroes Banner Committee. So this started about 3 years ago when one of our committee members, Jack Whalen, approached Mayor Moeller and said, hey, I've been around a couple places and I've been seeing these banners up through these towns. And he says, I think we need to do this in Hamilton. And the mayor, being a veteran supporter like he is, said, I think I know the right group to get you involved with. So the mayor, being on the City of Hamilton Veterans Hall of Fame Committee, he called upon us for this task. And now you can see it has grown to over 600 banners throughout the city honoring the Hamilton veterans, some that even give their life for our great nation. So at this time, I would like to announce the committee members. Not present is Navy veteran Chris Haynes, Air Force veteran Jack Whalen. We have the City of Hamilton Mayor Pat Moeller. We have Army veteran City Councilman Tim Knabb. And we have the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Dan Bates. Let's give those individuals a round of applause. And I am also on the committee, and I am proudly serving with them through this great, great ceremony and through the placement of these banners from start to finish. Like I said, without their leadership, this would not happen. The committee, though, would especially like to thank all the families and friends of the veterans whose banners are on the City of Hamilton streets. We thank them for supporting this program, because without them not wanting their veterans to be acknowledged, this program would not be the success that it is. It takes a great team to make this program a success. And the committee could not pull this out without the help from organizations and volunteers. And at this time, I would like to thank the organization and volunteers that makes this all possible. First, we have the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, the Hamilton Community Foundation, the City of Hamilton Department of Infrastructure, the Electric Distribution Division, and the linemen that actually installed the banners. And their names are Lenny Zepp, he's a Marine Corps veteran, Travis Jenkins, Jeff Hill, Steve Kirby, Logan Anderson, and Matt Stouter. The committee would also like to extend a very special thank you to Nathan Kraus with Kraus Electric for volunteering his time and equipment and helping making sure these banners got installed. Currently, all the banners are not installed. They will be, we're hoping, by the end of next week. And then at that time, we will post the list of where all the banners are. And you can find that list at the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, the Hamilton Community Foundation, and also the City of Hamilton website. Today, we are very blessed to have in attendance a member of the greatest generation. We are honored to have U.S. Navy World War II and post-138 veteran Herman Lawrence joining us, who has a banner. Please give him a round of applause. So every year, I see these banners as some sort of history lesson. They all have a different fate. Some are happy, but others are tragic, like the banners that are placed between B Street and Riverfront on the High Street Bridge. The one thing I find that all these men and women on the banners have in common was their willingness to take the military oath to support and defend our Constitution in this country. No matter what it called for them, they gave. And yes, some even gave their life. We as Hamiltonians come together today to honor them, their families, for their service and sacrifice they have given to this great nation. Let's please give a round of applause to all veterans that served our country. At this time, I would like to introduce Mayor Pat Moeller. He has some special remarks he would like to give. Mayor.
Thanks, Kenny. Good afternoon. City of Hamilton is very proud to be part of this banner program. Thanks, Kenny. I am joined by Vice Mayor Eric Pullman, Councilmember Michael Ryan, Councilmember Joel Lauer, and behind me is former Mayor Donald Ryan. The lives and stories behind these banners. In World War I, from being an Army field artillery private to returning home to be a contractor to build Hamilton schools, he has a banner. There are other banners. In World War II, from flying an Army Air Corps Spitfire on North Africa, Sicily, and Italy missions, to returning to America to becoming part of management at Champion Papers in Hamilton. In the Vietnam War, from saving the lives of 3 fellow Army soldiers just prior to being mortally wounded, to return home and a military plane to be buried at Hamilton's Greenwood Cemetery. In the Persian Gulf War, in the Navy, to returning home to work for the city of Hamilton and to become a VFW state commander. There are so many banner stories. Each banner has its own story. The banners of those who took an oath and who took orders. Welcome to the 2025 dedication of these banners. And I'm also going to say rededication, because with each year, we need to remember those who were up the year before, and we're honored to recognize the 630 plus veterans. Prayers to all the Hamilton veterans who have passed away, who appear on those banners. Prayers to the families that are behind us in the band shell. Those are families of those killed in action, for which there will be a special photo framed of them. Thank you for being here today. This is a very special event that just grows and grows every year. Now for the rest of the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Moeller. So at this time, I would like to announce and read the bio of our keynote speaker, First Sergeant Joseph L. Hockenberger. He was born in Hamilton, Ohio. He graduated from Hamilton High School. He enlisted in the U.S. Army in March 2004 as an infantryman, attending basic training, advanced individual training, and Army Airborne School at Fort Hall Moore, Georgia. First Sergeant Hockenberger was assigned to the Delta Company 2-325 Airborne Infantry Regiment, 82nd Airborne Division in Fort Liberty, North Carolina. He deployed for the first time to Iraq from December 2004 to May of 2005, serving in positions such as a driver, assistant gunner, and gunner. He was then deployed to Iraq September 2005 to December 2005, serving as a gunner and team leader. Upon returning from Fort Liberty, his platoon was selected to be assigned to the Combat Joint Special Operation Task Force 16, deploying with them to Iraq as a section leader from November 2006 to February 2008, conducting over 120 direct strike missions. He deployed for the final time to Iraq with Charlie Company 2-325 Air Infantry Regiment, 82nd Airborne Division, from July 2011 to December 2011 as a squad leader and then a platoon sergeant. He entered Army Recruiting Command in August of 2012 as a detailed recruiter in the Cleveland Recruiting Battalion, and he served in the Toledo Recruiting Company until his reclassification in March 2014. He was then assigned as a station commander at the Fremont Recruiting Station from March 2014 to November 2014. Then assigned as a station commander for Bowling Green Recruiting Station in the Cleveland Recruiting Battalion from November 2014 to June of 2016. He was then assigned as a station commander for the Pittsburgh Recruiting Station and Harrisburg Recruiting Battalion from June of 2016 to 2019. He was then assigned as the master trainer for the Syracuse Recruiting Battalion from July of 2019 to January 2022. At that time, he was selected to become the first sergeant of the Toledo Recruiting Company with the Rockstar Battalion. Mr. First Sergeant Hockenberger's military education includes basic combat training, Warriors Leadership Course, Advanced Leadership Course, Army Basic Recruiter Course, Station Commander Course, Senior Leader Course, Master Leader Course, and Recruiting Company Commander and First Sergeant courses. He is also a graduate of ITAS Master Gunner Course, Equal Opportunity Leader course, EMT Basic and Paramedic courses, the Company Intelligence Support Team course, the Unit Movement Officer course, the TCA IMST course, the Guidance Counselor's Operation course, the Master Trainer course, and the Army Instructor course. First Sergeant Hockenberger earned his bachelor's degree in Organizational Leadership and Development from the University of Louisville and a master's degree in Organizational Leadership from Johns Hopkins University. First Sergeant Hockenberger's awards and decorations include the Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal, 5th Award, Valorous Unit Award, 2nd Award, Meritorious Unit Citation, Army Superior Unit Award, Army Achievement Medal, 4th Award, Army Good Conduct Medal, 6th Award, National Defense Service Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal, 5th Award, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, 5th Award, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the Military Volunteer Service Medal, Non-Commissioned Officers Professional Development Ribbon, number 4, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Ribbon number 4, Gold Recruiting Badge, the Combat Infantryman Badge, the Parachutist Badge, the Driver's Badge, and the Expert Marksmanship Badge. It gives my great pleasure to introduce to you First Sergeant Joseph L. Hockenberger. Please give him a round of applause.
First off, I'm sorry that was so long. I apologize. I got to shorten that. There's a bunch of stuff that nobody knows and a bunch of letters, so I apologize in advance for that. First off, thank you for having me here today. I really appreciate it. I would like to thank everybody for being here today and taking time to reflect with us on the subject that is sacred to our community, to our country, and the very heart of what it means to be free. We gather not just as residents of Hamilton, not just as citizens of Butler County, but as Americans bound by a shared responsibility to remember, to respect, and to honor those who served and those that made the ultimate sacrifice to serve our nation. There is no greater act of courage than to put on the uniform of the United States military and to serve full well knowing the risks that involved. There is no greater cross to bear than the one paid by those that never came home. Military service is not just a career. It's a commitment to something bigger than oneself. It's a vow to defend the Constitution, to protect the weak, to stand as guardian of democracy, and to do so with honor, integrity, and selflessness. For many service members, that journey begins in small towns like ours, places with strong values and stronger communities. Hamilton, with its deep industrial roots and resilient spirit, has long been a city that understands the value of service. Our neighbors, our sons and daughters, our classmates, our coworkers, they've worn the uniform with pride. My family's service to this country started with my great-great-great-great-grandfather, General Peter Dister, who was killed in action leading his men in the Battle of Vicksburg during the Civil War. It continued in World War II with my wife's grandfather, Jim Pullman, who served in the Pacific through the end of the war aboard the USS Langley. My grandfathers, Joseph H. Hoschenberger and Luther Peters, and my wife's grandfather, Raymond Polly, served in the Korean conflict, with Raymond being awarded the Bronze Star and Purple Heart for valorous acts in combat under fire. It continues today with my service, hopefully my son's service in the future, and my niece, Jaden Polly, who is currently serving the United States Army at Fort Drum, New York as a patient administration specialist. In fact, Butler County has sent thousands of its best to serve in the armed forces, as evidenced here today. Some returned to us, some returned changed, and some never returned at all. We think of names like Private First Class James Mays, a Hamilton native killed in Vietnam at the age of 21, or Private First Class Harold Wilson, also from Hamilton, who died in World War II, is buried overseas in a foreign grave, far from the streets where he grew up on here. As we've alluded to, these are not just historical footnotes. These are real people with real families, real dreams, real futures that were cut short so that ours could continue. Every time we walk past the Butler County War Memorial or drive down a street and see these banners, we are reminded of the cost of freedom. It's a cost measured in empty chairs at dinner tables, in folded flags handed to grieving parents, in 21 gun salutes echoing through cemeteries like Greenwood and Rose Hill. And yet it's easy to forget in the rush of everyday life, in the comfort and safety that we often take for granted, and forget that everything we enjoy today was brought with someone else's sacrifice. So let me say this clearly. We owe our fallen more than just a moment of silence on Memorial Day. We owe them vigilance, our gratitude, and our actions. We honor them when we stand up for values they died defending: freedom, equality, and justice. We honor them when we take care of their fellow veterans, many of whom carry not visible wounds but invisible ones. We honor them when we teach our children not only who these heroes were, but why they served. This is why events like today are so important. They reconnect us to our shared history and to our duty, not just as citizens, but as stewards of memory. Hamilton and all of Butler County have always taken their responsibility seriously. Our local VFW posts, AMVET posts, the Legion, our Gold Star families, our schools, our civic leaders have worked tirelessly to ensure the remembrance is not just a word, but a living, breathing part of our community's fabric. Each time a new memorial is unveiled or a wreath is laid, our story is shared, and we keep that flame alive and bright. But memory alone is not enough. We must ask ourselves, what are we doing today to be worthy of the sacrifice they made yesterday? Are we living of purpose, service, and unity? Are we building a nation they would be proud of? Because here is the truth. The fight doesn't end on the battlefield. It continues here in how we support our veterans and how we treat one another and how we strengthen America they served and died for. The banner program we have here in Hamilton is an amazing example of the service to this great nation the men and women of Butler County have done. The 600 plus banners for those that served from the Revolutionary War to those currently serving is a testament to the position that we place on serving our community and our country. This is what it means to honor our veterans, not just with words, but with deeds. So today we stand beneath the same flag they fought for. Let us rededicate ourselves not just to memory, but to mission. Let us promise that we will not let their stories fade into the background noise of our lives. Let us teach our children to speak their names and to understand their sacrifice. Let us show the world that even in a small city like Hamilton, the heartbeat of patriotism is strong, steady, and unbreakable. And finally, let us remember this. Freedom is not free. It is bought and paid for by the brave. So for those who served and never came home, from the quiet hills of Korea to the jungles of Vietnam, to the deserts of Iraq and Afghanistan, we say you are not forgotten. You live in every flag that flies over a school, in every vote cast in a free election, in every opportunity we enjoy. And we, the living, will strive each day to be worthy of your sacrifice. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Hamilton, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, First Sergeant Hotzenberger. At this time, we're going to have a special ceremony dedication for the KIA families. We will present them with a framed banner that will be handed out to each family. The committee will do that at this moment. Mayor Moeller, Councilman Knabb, Dan, Bates, would you please come up? So at this time, with the family of Ralph Burkhart, Susan Coffey, and Joyce Seplock, please come up and receive the framed banner of Ralph Burkhart, World War II veteran. Thank you. Your family gave the ultimate sacrifice. Next up, we have the family of August J. Glassmeyer, Private, Korean War, his brother Dick Glassmeyer, and his nephew Don Ryan. Thank you. Next, we have Donald G. Ryan, World War II and Cold War Army veteran, and accepting his framed banner is his nephew, Don Ryan. Donald Ryan. Next up is David A. Snyder, Vietnam veteran, receiving his framed banner is his brother Jim Snyder, his brother Doug Snyder, and his sister Peggy Williams. So this family lost 2 brothers, 2 sons, 2 uncles, 2 cousins. They also lost Sergeant Michael Snyder, United States Marine Corps. And receiving his framed banner is his brothers Jim and Doug. Next up is Paul Stephen Timmer, Army veteran. Here to receive his framed banner is his brother Gregory Timmer and his sister-in-law Christian Timmer. Next up is Charles Webb, U.S. Army. Here to receive his framed banner is his neighborhood and childhood friend, Jacqueline Satina Gill. Next up is Nelson Wilson, United States Marine Corps. Here to receive his framed banner is his granddaughter, Tamika Brodus, and his granddaughter, Brianna Wilson. Next is U.S. Army Eldon Wright. Here to receive his framed banner is his grandson, Thomas Metcalf, and Kathy Metcalf. So these are the families that you will see their banners from B Street to Riverfront across the High Street Bridge. These are the families that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And we shall always remember and honor those families, because without the courage and the bravery of their brothers and sisters, their sons and daughters, this country would not be what it is today. So we always owe them the respect and honor that they should always get and deserve. And let's give them one more round of applause. So next year, after Veterans Day, the applications will be open to submit for banners for the 2026 banner ceremony, and that will run till January from November, Veterans Day,
Through the end of February.
through the end of February. So if you would like to have a banner of one of your loved ones, please submit it. You can do that through the Hamilton Community Foundation, the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce. You can either do that online or you can pick up the application in person.
Okay, and then any veterans that are here, we should stand and be recognized.
Okay, any veterans that we have in the audience, would you please raise your hand or stand to be recognized so we can thank you for the service to our country? All right. At this time, AMVETS Post 1983 Honor Guard, to pay our respects and honor our fallen veterans, they will now do a rifle salute and taps. AMVETS Post 1983. Would you please retrieve the colors?
Retrieve. Right, put. Forward, pull.
Thank you all for coming out today. That does conclude our ceremony. Thank you.